the most frustrating or maybe irrational behavior you see in the world isn't just some glitch in human intelligence.
Right. Like, what if it is literally a social system working exactly as it was designed to?
Exactly. Welcome to today's deep dive into a seriously provocative text, which is Willis Green's The Disruption of Systemic Stupidity.
Yeah, it's a heavy one, but so fascinating.
It really is. Our mission today is to explore this radical reframing of stupidity. So not using it as an insult or, a lack of IQ, but looking at it as an engineered structural condition that's basically built to keep us compliant.
Right, and to really grasp this, we have to stop treating stupidity as this binary category of smart versus dumb.
Yeah, we have to look straight at the root cause.
Exactly. Green defines stupidity as an epistemic dependency, meaning you rely entirely on external authority to tell you what is true.
So instead of forming your own read on a situation, you're just immediately looking around to see how you are supposed to react based on what your group dictates.
Precisely. And Green points to these interlocking systems, so family, education, religion, that actively punish internal authority.
Oh, right. The part about childhood.
Yeah, he gives this great example of how it starts early on. Think of a child being forced to apologize to a relative when they aren't actually sorry at all.
Like when parents say, go say you're sorry right now.
Right. So the truth told by the parent is that they are simply being polite, but the truth lived by the child is that they must fake their internal emotions just to appease an external authority.
Wow.
We are systematically trained, basically from birth, to outsource our own perception.
Okay, let's unpack this a bit. It's almost like society installs a faulty operating system in childhood. Or it's less like a broken brain and more like being a passenger in a self-driving car.
Oh, I like that.
You think you're choosing the destination because you're sitting in the front seat, but the map was programmed by your family and society long before you even got in.
That is the perfect way to visualize cognitive captivity.
But, if our identities are this heavily fused to those external maps, realizing you're trapped must be incredibly destabilizing.
Oh, completely.
So what actually happens when that programming is put under extreme pressure?
Well, the text uses the election cycle as a cognitive diagnostic for this. And just to be clear for everyone listening, this is completely independent of where you fall on the political spectrum. We're just reporting his framework here.
Right, no sides being taken, just looking at the mechanics of it.
Exactly. So under that immense social stress, Green says people default to binary thinking and identity fusion.
Which means questioning a narrative literally feels like a threat to the self.
Yes. And this is how Green separates ignorance from stupidity. Ignorance is just a curable lack of information, right?
You just don't know the facts, yeah.
Exactly. But stupidity is an active, fiercely defended refusal to know.
I gotta say, I do struggle with that a bit, though.
How so?
Well, dismissing intense political anger as systemic stupidity feels, I don't know, maybe a bit condescending. Like sometimes people are furious because the policies actually threaten their livelihoods or their families, not just their egos.
Oh, for sure. And that's a really vital distinction. Green actually addresses it directly in the text.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, he isn't saying the anger isn't real or justified. He's pointing out what happens when that anger morphs into what he calls emotional illiteracy.
The emotional illiterate?
Right? It's the complete inability to distinguish mere disagreement from disrespect.
Oh, wow. I see.
When your identity is totally fused with a narrative, a calm question from someone else feels like a violent attack. You are no longer defending a policy. You are defending your existence.
That is wild. So if someone listening recognizes they are in that hyper-defensive fused state, how do they actually detach without completely losing their sense of self?
Well, Green introduces the antidote, which he calls sovereignty, which is essentially internal authorship.
Okay, so taking the wheel of the self-driving car.
Exactly. You build it not by blowing up your whole life, but through pattern recognition and emotional regulation. Practically, it looks like daily micro-wins.
Like what kind of wins?
It's noticing that tight feeling in your chest when someone disagrees with you and choosing to take a breath instead of lashing out.
Yeah.
It's setting a calm boundary instead of just conforming. This actually leads to the central thesis of the text. Your stupidity is not your fault, but your sovereignty is your responsibility.
Wow. That is a massive paradigm shift for you listening right now. You can take this sovereign lens and start applying it today.
Absolutely.
It's all about recognizing those invisible generational scripts operating in your own relationships, stopping the habit of outsourcing your truth and really reclaiming your internal authority.
And as you start looking for those scripts, I want to leave you with a final thought from the text to explore on your own.
Yeah, lay it on us.
Green notes that when you reclaim your sovereignty, the system naturally fights back with friction. People might call you difficult or disrespectful simply because you stopped conforming.
Because you aren't playing the game anymore.
Exactly. So, looking at your own life right now, where might the peace and quiet you are currently enjoying actually just be the sound of your own compliance?